Good afternoon. Welcome into the circle, everybody. I'm just gonna wait for uh, a new subscriber, a few more people to get online. I'm still figuring out this thing, so bear with me. But we are going live today because we had an outstanding win yesterday, and we would have went live either way, irrespective. So welcome into the circle, everybody. Pull up a chair. I hope that people that are waiting for me can get online here today. And we're going to have a call with Gundit News as well. They will be calling in to discuss yesterday's amazing win versus Chelsea. Welcome in. Welcome in, Arsenal TV. So shout out to Arsenal TV. They do amazing compilations and previews for Arsenal games. No, Donis, thank you so much for catching up to me. As I'm starting out on this site, I'm so happy for everybody's support. So shout out to Arsenal TV and shout out to No Donis. I'm gonna say you may be from the Netherlands, but let me know. That would be great if you could let me know where you're from, No Donis. I would really appreciate it. But these days, there's a lot of nationalities in different countries. So I myself, I'm from Ireland originally. And now I'm living in America. So, but I've been over to take in a couple of games. But yeah, we want to talk about yesterday's amazing win, and we're still buzzing, right? Oh, Venice Beach, beautiful. It sounds to me like it's a beautiful place. No Donis from Venice Beach, California, and actually this time is actually the time that we're going to move forward with is noon Eastern time, and that's probably going to work out for you as well. You're 3 hours behind us. Richard from Arsenal TV from Clacton on Sea in Essex. So I'm loving this international feel. You know, I'm an Irishman living in America. So, and Gundit News will be calling in pretty soon to discuss. I'll get him on a WhatsApp line and to discuss yesterday's game. So Gundit News is Mahir Abrams. He's living in South Africa. So this just goes to tell Arsenal is a worldwide brand, and supporters come from all corners of the world. Noe, if I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I do apologize. So my name's Ray, and Mahir will be calling in. I'm so happy that everybody is joining into the circle. We call it Arsenal Fan Circle. I'm partnering with Gundit News, and we will do a regular feature every Sunday. I feel like there's a lot of social media going on directly after the game, so why not do it on a Sunday when people are still buzzing, hopefully, from a win. So happy that I'm getting few more subscribers. I'm growing this channel. I'm dedicated to bringing some content every week, and we're reveling in an amazing win. So I will have some questions that I can throw out to you guys as well. You know, and I think yesterday featured Koscielny, so I titled this this live session "A Weight Off Our Shoulders," because as we know, that goal went in off of Koscielny's shoulders, and it's kind of a pun, haha. But and I think we are back in contention for a top 4 place. Don't know exactly what's going on with Tottenham right now. I'm gonna say that they will beat Fulham. So if you got any questions, let's have it be a circle. I called it Arsenal Fan Circle so we could gather around and talk about Arsenal. Last week I kind of intended it to be 30 minutes, but we had London Old School come on and Ian Gallagher. So Arsenal TV wants to know what's our thoughts on boycotting matches at the Emirates to get Kroenke to listen to us. I think that's a hard one, Arsenal fan TV, Richard. It's a very difficult one because people who are native to London and native to the Arsenal area, they hand down season tickets from a father to son. It's it's a birthright almost, and it's very difficult to ask somebody not to go to a game. Yeah, you can keep your season tickets and not actually go to games, and some people have done that in the past. I don't think we're at a point where things are so bad right now. I mean, this window we are not able to sustain any transfers other than loans, and that's purely down to a financial aspect of our wage bill being so high, and it's purely down to the fact that there's no sponsorship deals coming in, so there's no money to use essentially. Now that situation is going to clear up by the summertime. We're going to have some senior players leaving. Some will move on. Some who have not adapted to Emery style, and some sponsorship deals will be renegotiated. So there's going to be a lot of cash slushing around, and Stan Kroenke, as has been his MO so far, he will not be. There will be no money coming from Stan Kroenke, and Noe, if I pronounce it right, you may know Stan Kroenke is the owner of the LA Rams, and he owns quite a few other sporting institutions. Luca Quarta, hi. I want to give a shout out to Luca Quarta. I have he's helped me so much in starting this up, and Luca is yeah, I'm getting through. Oh, Noe, thanks for your questions. Luca has helped me start things up, and I appreciate everybody's support. We're a tight knit group right now. We got 26 subscribers, and I hope you guys can stay with me and grow with me. I can get better as we go along. Um, yeah, Stan Kroenke is a virus to the club. So as I was saying, Noe, yeah, we do need a centre back, but I'm thinking at this point that we are in a position, not in a good position. We're in a position where we have to stick with what we have, and we have to stick with what we have. We got to use the players we have. Koscielny, I had my doubts about him yesterday. I'm so happy for the guy. He is the club captain. We have to respect that about him, and he came back and played like a club captain. Uh, we have to protest, but all these fans are getting gassed over Chelsea win. Yeah, I mean, the best way to answer all of the Kroenke questions, the best way, and that's not gonna hurt the supporters, is to boycott the merchandise. I see on the sites that so many people go into the shop. The shop is always packed. I've been there twice. I bought something myself, but that was under the Wenger era last year and before. The best way to impact Kroenke is, 'cause these guys, they look at the bottom line. They're looking at the financial aspect, and they're going to see through the shop, the merchandising shop, um, the drop off in revenue if that is the case. So that's the best way to do it. Sure, you can boycott the smaller games, that are the less important games, as if you're a season ticket holder. Uh, if and the groundswell for Kroenke is growing through this window. A lot of people have got on the ride with Emery. We're all in there. We're all supporting Emery, and we got on that ride of 22 games unbeaten, which was amazing. But in some ways, it was a burden as well, because expectations. Hi, Eddie and Patty. Welcome into the circle. So happy that you had some time to come and talk to us. Bring questions. Yeah. If Luca is basically saying, stop buying the merchandise. That's how we're going to impact Kroenke. And bring your questions, Eddie. I'll try to be fair and answering everybody's questions. So happy though that you're all like in here talking. Um, we're talking about how we can impact Kroenke, and I think he's impervious to anything that we're doing. He's basically oblivious. I don't think we're his main concern. I don't think we're his main interest, if you know what I mean. He's got a stadium that he's building over there, and you know, he's building a stadium, and he is just. All right, so we have Mahir Abrams from Gundit News on WhatsApp line joining our conversation. So basically, we have 4 or 5 people online. We got Eddie on there. We've got Noe. We've got Luca. And we've got Arsenal TV. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. And Mahir is from Gundit News, so we're partnering. Tell us what you thought about yesterday, Mahir.
Oh, who would have expected such a brilliant performance? Our defense was on point. A beautiful goal by Lacazette. I hold my hand up by judging Koscielny to say it's finished. I don't think it's his time yet to go. It may not be that time.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see his consistency from now on until the end of the season.
I know that Thierry Henry had tried to get him from to go to Monaco this window, and I know Koscielny said that he really wanted. Obviously, he turned it down, so he wanted to stay with the Arsenal, and he feels that sense of loyalty being a club captain. I would think. What do you think?
Yeah, it's almost like he's saying to us, "I've got something to prove."
Yeah.
I've been with this beautiful club of ours for so long. I've got something to prove and to show you guys that.
My brother. Like a blood clot Zet. My brother.
My brother, our striker.
And
our striker. Come on.
He's that goal reminded me of the Cardiff game as well. He's really, really good at hitting that top corner.
Do you know what, Raymond? What are your thoughts on that? Like, I've noticed that Lacazette specifically picks a spot on the top of the roof of the net, right? And just powers it in. He's like a powerhouse, you know?
Yeah, look, of course we're using all of Troop's phrases. Troop seems like a really good person, a fun person. And we've all adopted. Like a blood clot Zet. Aubameyang. My brother.
I'm a blood clot, yeah. Yeah, we've adapted it right through all the way from Africa, all the way throughout the world, you know?
Yeah, look, we know all about the AFTV crew. They're all good characters. Troops is a larger-than-life character.
Oh, yes. Very colourful, very entertaining. Like, some of us can really relate to that, though. Like, you know, the growing up in the hood or having just that hood slang always with us.
Shout out to London Old School. Thanks for coming back in. Good evening to you.
London Old School. I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on the game?
Okay, so I've got copious notes here. I don't know if you're watching as well, Mahir, are you?
Yes, I am.
Luca, I want to say you're doing really good with your subs. You got 400 plus. So anyone here wants to go check out Luca? He does vlogs as well. He goes to some games, and he sports MK Dons as well. So got to give a shout out to a supporter who supports the teams that are not in the Premier League as well. You know.
Oh yes.
But my thinking is, and to answer some of the questions, I know we need a centre back, but I don't think we're going to get a centre back. I think the only loan deals we're going to get this window are, help me out there, Dennis Suarez and I don't know if we're going to get anyone else, to be honest. You know.
To be honest with you, me neither.
But let's talk about the game, and let's talk about what Eddie has said. Koscielny was superb, and a lot of us doubted whether he could come back. That's what Eddie has sent out.
He basically now has to prove to us that he's going to remain fit and stay consistent. Like we've always said, consistency is key.
Mm-hmm. Surely this is his last season, his last hurrah.
I think so.
But superb. Eddie, I doubted from the Southampton game. He was very, very bad in the Southampton game. But we had no choice but to play him in that game. And his Achilles was the problem. I thought personally he wasn't going to be able to jump or compete at all.
He's unfortunately, Koscielny's ankle seems to be made out of glass.
Oh, and did you?
Same as Wilshere a few seasons ago. Up until he got sent out.
I got you, Arsenal TV. Arsenal TV wants consistency. The players need to play like that week in, week out. Totally. I mean, we're not going to make top four unless we play to a similar standard every week. And we need to. Our home form is really, really good. We've only lost to Manchester City at home. We need to get. We need to nick a few more away games. I was looking at the fixtures. It looks like our short-term fixtures coming up, say the next 5 or 6 games, are mixed in with some tough fixtures. But then we have an easier run-in. So we're going to have short-term pain, guys. Whereas Chelsea and Manchester United have an easier run now up until, say, March, end of March. But their Aprils and Mays are going to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Eddie thinks that if he stays fit and proves himself, he could be in line for one extra year, get a contract for another year for Koscielny. But, you know, hats off to he looked really, really like he was in pain in parts of that game. He was grimacing the whole way through, and that's what he's the kind of leader we need. But he was telling players, you know, we need to think, concentrate, and we weren't doing that in Manchester United away from home. There's various instances in the last few games that we've lost our concentration. Koscielny is that leader. What do you think on that?
I think I'm 100%, 1,000,000% agree with you. You know, it's just a matter of focusing on what's in front of you. And yes, Koscielny has been away for quite a long time, injured, and he's just come back into the fold of things when we do really need a centre back, more specifically a leader.
Yeah. Arsenal TV, I get what you're saying. Socrates is our leader. I just don't feel. I think he leads by example. I don't feel like he leads by shouting at players. And Luca thinks that we're never going to challenge for the title with Kroenke in there, and we need 40 million. But maybe we're going to generate 40 million plus in the summertime when sponsorship deals come in.
That's the thing. We could add on to that sponsorship deals if we can push on via top four. Whether that means but I think we should fight league-wise, and we should also fight in the Europa with everything that we have.
And Arsenal TV, Richard over Arsenal TV says Socrates is our leader. I feel like he can be our leader in the short term, 2-3 years. What do you think on that?
Yes, personally, I'm sure a lot of gooners. Please let us know your comments in the thoughts, your comments in the comments below. But like personally, I love Socrates. I love the enthusiasm. I mean, even after every single tackle he makes, I don't know if you've noticed, but he actually cheers on the crowd like he's done something big. But
yeah,
that shows to me. I look at those small things and say, my goodness, we really have a player in Socrates, you know.
Yeah, we all loved that when he cleared that ball out and it came off of the attacker, and he fist pumped because it was like a goal kick, and it was near the end of the game. We weren't holding on. I thought we were quite comfortable.
I would 100% agree with you on that as well, because I don't think we were put in any uncomfortable situations where I actually had a heart attack. I think it's only the Pedro chance, maybe.
But Pedro was.
Maybe could equalize them.
That was my worry. The Koscielny and Kolasinac pairing there on the left-hand side of our defense. That's what worried me yesterday when I saw the team. And that, but for that one move with Pedro coming from the right channel to get that ball from Luis, we weren't really in any danger apart from when Alonso hit the post.
Yeah, but I mean, it was literally only those two chances. We were watching the game thinking to ourselves, but this is not, it's not heart-wrenching where you're thinking to you, oh my God, one goal must just go in and they're going to score 2 and they're going to score 3 and they're going to score 4. We came in as underdogs and we did a job. Everybody was superb.
Yeah, I think London Old School said that Kroenke is not going to spend any money. We all know that at this point. We don't have to like it. He's poison.
He's an absolute poison.
Yeah. So I'm really happy that we started the game very, very well. We put Chelsea under so much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, we created chances within the first few minutes. 2 chances already.
We can hunt him down for you, Luca. We will find Kroenke for you.
Yes, we will.
Luca wants somebody to go find him in America.
Don't worry, Luca.
I'll have to.
We'll go find this guy.
London Old School said Chelsea looked toothless up front. They really needed Giroud. I was worried that Giroud would come on sooner. I thought he was doing quite well earlier in the season when Hazard was playing off Giroud. He had the focal point, and that's when Hazard is at his most dangerous. But I feel like Hazard's already thinking about Real Madrid. They bought that the Pulisic. No, they bought Pulisic player. I think he's going to replace Hazard next season.
Wow. And they're looking at getting Higuain also, but who cares about Higuain?
No. Higuain was a player we could have used 4 or 5 years ago. And
thank goodness the cards fell the way they fell. Otherwise, things right now would also be a bit mad. I mean, imagine missing the likes of Torreira and Aubameyang.
Yeah, no, Hazard is a little bit overrated. He does need that striker to play off of. And he does need midfield foundation. And I would, to answer Luca's question, I would take Giroud back if that was possible.
Oh, yes. You guys can clearly, all the guys watching this video live and after the live stream, would you take Olivier Giroud back? I would, because as we saw, I mean, even after the game, he's still a gunner. In his heart, he's still a gunner. He would have loved to be at our club still.
Luca.
For us to get Aubameyang, the swap needed to be made.
Luca has said that he's a free agent.
Oh, wow.
And London Old School would take him back. I think he's our 5th highest goal scorer. Now, he's not as effective as he used to be. But he's going to do a job for us. And he's going to be that player that can come off the bench. He would allow Lacazette and Aubameyang to start. Because Emery's really stuck on having a player that can come on and make an impact. He likes to keep something on the bench.
I think that's why also earlier on, you'd agree with me, that's why I didn't play them as often together.
Yeah.
And keeping the one on the bench for until the team is tired and then bringing on fresh legs. Like
So,
he did what he will be yesterday.
so tell me about the start of the game, Gundit News. We started off really brightly, and Aubameyang missed the sitter. Koscielny
Oh,
missed that
yeah.
header.
Yeah. Koscielny headed it straight at the Rizabalaga, reflex, point blank save. And the Aubameyang chance, I think what happened was, it was fair to him, like, if you have a lot of momentum and you run a little bit ahead of the ball and it clips your back heel, I think something like that happened.
Hey Noe, I got a question, Gundit. Do you think we should sell Ozil? I definitely agree. We need to get rid of Ozil. Um,
We need to get rid of Ozil.
um,
Please.
he is not. He's not the player he used to be. I've lost faith. I've lost faith with him myself for about the last 2 years. Ever since we went
Same
away
with
from
me.
home, and you couldn't carry him away from home. Emery clearly does not like him, and there's a lot of Ozil supporters out there, um,
Jeez, man. The thing is, we
and
can't
he's not
afford,
playing
with all the problems that
London
we're
Old
having
School.
right now, to be carrying one player.
I mean, I would love an Ozil that could be consistent. He doesn't have to play like he played versus Leicester, but he doesn't. He does have to have a certain level of consistency of performance.
Exactly.
If he played like Iwobi is a player. You're seeing some flashes of good games and some bad games. I would accept a certain level of performance that Iwobi's given from Ozil.
Yes. Game in, game out. You know? Regardless of whether you're having differences with the boss or not.
And this is a catch-22. We are going to have a situation coming down the line where it's going to be Ozil in, Ozil out, and the fan base is going to be divided again, like we had with Wenger in, Wenger out. In some ways, I wish that he would have started Ozil, and people who are supporting Ozil need to see that he's not performing at the level that he can perform.
And also, like we discussed in the last stream, we said it depends. It doesn't matter whether. It just depends on you, your consistency. If you have a point to prove, like you've been saying, 1 week of full training completed, ready for the game, blah blah blah. Emery is actually trying to stick to his word by trying to freeze Ozil out, which we realize.
Okay, Noe has said that let's. I don't think I want to play Ozil as right back, Noe. I know that would be really earning 300,000 a week. That would be really a way to get torched every week, and
and a real way to expose us also.
London Old School wanted to exemplify how well Aubameyang and Lacazette did in getting back and tackling. That's the kind of spirit we need. We need that for the rest of the season. We're gonna get top 4 if we play like that every week. We have to play like that every week.
We have to. We have to. Each and every player has to give 200,000%. Everything until they collapse after the game off the field.
Well, we have
we're going to get into top 4.
We have a situation with Ozil where he's a depreciating asset, but I think at this point he needs to leave no matter what money we get for him. We're going to get a small transfer fee for him because people need to look at how they can offset his wages with a small transfer fee. We're going to lose some money again on Ozil, but we don't have a player that Emery rates. We don't have a player that Emery's going to use. At best, he's getting on as a substitute. I did believe that he was going to come on at 60 minutes. My perfect way of doing this is, bring Ozil on when the game is stretched after 60 minutes. Everybody's tired, and you could use him to the best advantage then. But that didn't happen.
Maybe to create.
That did not happen.
Maybe to create something,
And Noe, to answer your question, yes, I would sell Ozil. It looks like in the summertime now, though.
His value is depreciating the more he doesn't play.
So then, Koscielny had that header that was saved off the shoulder of the goalkeeper. Immediately after that, we had the corner kick, which led to the goal. Fantastic finish.
Fantastic finish.
He took like 2 touches there just to get it away from Alonso's attentions, and hit it into the top corner of the net.
Yep.
It was almost slow motion. It was almost slow motion for me watching it. You just couldn't believe that he could fit it in there.
Yeah, they were too busy calling, it's offside, it hit his hand, maybe it's offside. Do you even notice that the ball is already in the back of the net? It was hilarious.
Yeah, London Old School, it's kind of futile just to protest against Kroenke. London Old School saying he's a hard-nosed businessman. He's not going to care. He doesn't care. We need to be united as much as we can for the rest of the season.
As much as we can. Exactly.
So if anyone has questions, bring them forward, and we need to unite as a fan base. We're going to be divided on Ozil. I think that's just a fact till the end of the season. And yeah, I think Ozil would have been perfect to come on after 60 minutes. The game was set up for him 2-0, and we could have evaluated if he's useful to us moving forward. But the manager has spoken. We have to also support the manager.
Exactly. Maybe his idea was, okay, that we 2-0 up, maybe to bring on fresh legs and just try and defend that lead. And it worked. His tactics worked to the T, basically, yesterday.
Let's talk about Ramsey for a second, Gundit. Lucas said it's a shame that he's leaving.
It's a damn shame. Can you see how hard he's playing, even despite him leaving on a free with Juventus?
Yeah.
He's still playing his heart out.
Yeah. He's a consummate professional.
Like, that's what you call really being a professional.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't want him to get injured. That would be really terrible if he got injured for the rest of the season. He couldn't start with Juventus. But the whole Ramsey thing is a consequence of Ozil. They're kind of linked together that way.
Yep.
And, yeah, let's blame the people. Hey, Gundit.
That's what I'm thinking that created this whole situation.
Noe. Who would be a good replacement for Ozil? And Noe says Fekir. What do you think, Gundit?
That is one of my dreams, to be honest with you. There was a time I was saying, you know, Mickey and Oba, and then Ozil is in the middle. At that time, Ozil in the middle, and Fekir and Lacazette. So you got a Dortmund connection, and you got a Lyon connection, and you've got Ozil in the middle. Now, can you picture those 5 players playing together? It's absolutely ridiculous. But I 100% agree with that.
And
Fekir all the way.
Luke also said Thiago from Bayern.
Alcantara, I would 100% agree there as well, because these are quality players, and if they aren't getting game time, being in a big team, you're behind normally the likes of 2 other players in your position.
Let's talk about the role, because Noe had said that he considers Rambo to be an ultimate professional. Let's talk about the job he did yesterday in midfield.
Okay, let's discuss. What were you thinking?
I thought he played the game brilliantly, and the way Emery wanted him to play. He sat on Jorginho, right? He sat on him all the game, and that's how Chelsea have been playing so well up until this point. They've been passing the ball, short passes, maintaining possession, tiring teams out. A little bit like the way Swansea used to play a few seasons back.
Exactly.
But Ramsey did like an unselfish job for the team, and so did the forwards, like London Old School had just pointed out. Laka and Oba, they came back and they tackled inside their own half to get the ball back. That's the kind of
They work right.
that's the kind of spirit we're gonna need. Now,
Means.
I entitled Lucas said Ramsey was brilliant yesterday. Some of those runs he made were so good as a box-to-box player. And do we think Aubameyang's a good player? We think Aubameyang is a finisher, but he showed the side where he could come back and tackle as well.
I mean, work rate from our three midfielders yesterday, and even our strikers, was immense. We complained about it in the West Ham game.
Yeah, I think he felt the criticism of the West Ham game. He's quite close to, social media. He would have known that he didn't play very well in the West Ham game, and Laka too.
Who knows? He would have possibly even seen our video of us saying, you know what? There's not enough work rate in the entire team. The whole entire team was poor, and they said, "Hey, wait, I can't. Let me just prove to you guys that even though I'm a striker, also I can put in defensive work."
Luca has said that Aubameyang is a decent player, but he doesn't score away from home in the big games.
That is true, but then again, he does. He's like one of the leading goal scorers in the Premier League at the moment.
He played away from home in the Manchester United game, and what other big games he played at Chelsea? Yeah. They do. Eddie, you're so right. They do have different. They are different players, different kind of players.
Different players. You get your poachers. You get finishers.
You compare Aubameyang to Kane. They're going to get the same amount of goals, let's say, but they're going to get the goals in different ways, and they're going to give different things to the team.
Exactly, different aspects. Same thing like with Lacazette as well. I've noticed he's got a really strong hold-up game. His physical presence. So, like say, for instance, whether it's giving it to somebody else or keeping it to himself and trying to get into the box to get away a shot. He's got that physical presence.
London Old School is saying that Oba is not getting the service right now. Look at the away games. Let's talk about the top 6 away games he's played. He's played at Liverpool and he's played at Old Trafford. And Old Trafford, he came up against David De Gea. And at Liverpool, we were just never going to get a result there. So it's kind of harsh to criticize away from home in the top 6. I want to say any striker in the top 6 will find it hard to score against the other top 6 teams away from home. So I think
I mean, with the keepers that they've got, I mean, De Gea is probably obviously in the top 5 in the world. He's not the top 3. Yeah. And same goes with Alisson as well.
Alisson, yeah. So we can judge Aubameyang from now to the end of the season in terms of top 4. Yes, Luke, I know you asked that question before. Luca wants to know, can we beat Manchester United in the FA Cup?
Yes, we can.
Absolutely, we're playing at home. We need to put a strong side out like we did yesterday. That's my one caveat to that. We love the FA Cup, but I would really like to put a psychological blow in on Manchester United, who have won 7 in a row under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I would love to wipe that. I would love for us to go wipe that smug.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of looking at his smug little face. You know, I just want to squeeze it. I just want to squeeze it like a zit. You know, like a pimple. I just want to squeeze it like a pimple. I have like shit ooze out of his head. I don't condone violence against anyone. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just the way we feel. We don't actually mean physically that we actually want to do.
And that's something we talked about before, Gundit. You know, the tribalism and hatred that we have for other teams. Maybe we could save that for another episode.
Yeah, it's just in our DNA.
I would love to bring all of you into the circle. We'll talk about tribalism and characters you hate in the game, and we could probably talk about that in the summertime when things are going to be a little bit less to talk about. You know.
Yeah. Some more.
Well, do we hate the summertime when there's no football? You know.
Yeah, no, we really do. We're just chilling, basically.
Especially for Spurs fans, says London Old School. No, I love it. Ole has a very punchable face. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I think you would keep smiling if you kept punching him, though. He's the type of person I think you would keep smiling. He'd be like, yeah, one more. Give me one more. So Luca Quarta, you're 84 subs away from 500. You're doing great. I'm on 26, and I'm just happy that I got one overnight. Small steps for me.
Yeah, basically more and more people, as they realize, there's a channel on YouTube for Ghana supporters and non-Ghana supporters as well, as long as they don't come on and get too, I would say, political with us.
And if any, I've already invited a few of you on. I've invited Luca on to the circle in an episode coming up, and I've invited Arsenal TV to come on as well. If Noah, you want to come on, or London Old School, please drop a comment. I'll try to get in touch with you in due course, and I would like to have your views come on as well. I know you're all typing furiously right now, but you could have a little conversation. Come in, pull up a chair, come into the circle.
Exactly. Shout out to you guys also for becoming subscribers to the Arsenal Fan Circle, and also tuning in with your co-host, yours truly, Gundit News, because we really appreciate all of your guys' support, all of your love.
We are having so much fun. We're actually not really previewing the game too much. We've gotten to where I don't know what the minutes were on the first goal, but the first goal arrived, and then we had talk to me about the second goal and how great that was.
Oh, you know that it shocked the complete daylight out of me, because if I'm not mistaken, Kalistnak, it looked as if he wanted to maybe take a shot at goal.
Socrates.
Socrates, sorry, my bad. And he actually ended up kicking that with the outside or the inside of his foot, but curling it in so towards the way where once it hit Martialni, basically everything went in slow-mo. There were screams of offside, handball, but by that time the ball's already in the back of the net, and clearly it came off his shoulder and not off his arm. And that a goal is the goal. A goal is the goal we got.
Even better that it came off his shoulder.
It looked so fancy, to be honest with you. It almost looked like a looping. The first one I saw, I thought, okay, it's like a looping header. It just moved in slow motion. And now they're crying like little babies. Oh, it's going in.
And it looked like slow motion. Looked like such a slow motion thing, right? Looped up off his shoulder.
Everybody's just standing there like, surely that couldn't have been a goal. Surely that hit his hand and the light was so it, but...
You know, we've had so many... You have so many games for Arsenal that we play really, really well. We have chances and the goals don't come. The ball doesn't go in the net.
Exactly. You sometimes
I love it, Noe.
like,
I love it. I love that joke. It's been doing the rounds. So Noe said something like, when Koscielny went home, he emptied all of his pockets. He found wallets and change and money. Oh, and he found Eden Hazard, I think he said.
people can't.
And
People can't.
that doesn't get old. That joke does not get old at
They
all.
will never get old.
Yeah. So
Like Hazard on the same level as like a Messi and Ronaldo, because that's what Chelsea fans do.
so the ball came to Socrates. He sliced it with the outside of his foot. A great piece of skill, you could say. I think he kind of meant it.
Yes, I think he kind of meant it as well.
And to get the ball back in there, I love it. London Old School, thank you from calling in from Thailand. You're 12 hours ahead of us, so it's past midnight there.
Shout out to you.
Drop me a line, London Old School. Maybe in the future we can pare back our start time to maybe 30 minutes before usual, so that you're not starting your Monday morning tired. Trying to adjust the time slot to. So now I've got Noe from California all the way to London Old School in Thailand. We're truly international.
Wow. That is truly amazing.
And everywhere in between. Well, But 2-0. 2-0 up. We're playing the diamond formation. We're playing a back four. We're giving away some chances through Pedro's chance. And we go in at halftime. We're pretty happy, right?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
And you know what I noticed as well, you know what I noticed, Gundit? We were pressing high up in the pitch.
Quite high up on the pitch.
I thought that we had backed off on doing that for the last few games. And we started pressing Chelsea at home. And maybe that's why Ramsey was part of the team as well. Obviously, right?
Yeah, obviously, because, even with this diamond formation that he played, I love the fact that he went back to basics. Even though I also didn't agree with starting lineup, having Torreira, Xhaka, and Guendouzi in the middle. But to be honest with you, it worked out brilliantly having the three of them there. Because at times he would go attack, Guendouzi could stay behind, obviously with Torreira, and just basically wrap up the midfield. Have Jorginho, like you say, and their midfielders in their pockets, basically.
Yeah. And there was some tough tackles flying around in the first half. But
we hope Bellerin gets much better. I hope Bellerin, we really need him right now. I hope it wasn't an ending tackle, that one incident.
Bellerin is so important to the way we play. We need, I would advocate Monreal. We need Monreal and we need Bellerin. Kolasinac, he gives us something going forward, but I worry about him defensively. We didn't get caught.
Yeah, not the same back.
And yes, London Old School. I was not advocating Guendouzi to start. I feel like sometimes he's in over his head, Guendouzi. I would have played Iwobi in there.
He's only 19, but I mean, thank God the pairing of the three of them actually worked out in midfield quite brilliantly.
And
like it was
visually, Guendouzi gives you the enthusiasm visually that Ozil doesn't give you. Now, a lot of people.
I can see in a few years, Guendouzi becoming quite a baller,
Yeah, he's got the enthusiasm. He needs to he tries to find an extra pass too much, I think. He tries to probe too much when he doesn't play the percentage ball.
Yeah, and unfortunately that leads to a sloppy pass where it gets given to them and we get put in a point of, where they're attacking us and we're vulnerable to a counter from one sloppy ball.
I agree with you, Eddie. Guendouzi is going to be a good player, and he will lose the ball, though, a lot like Alexis used to lose the ball for us. But you need to try some things as well. So I guess we have to suffer this player this season. Maybe next season he gets better. You know. Coming out in the second half, I noticed Chelsea, and this is always going to be the case. You have 2 goals in the bank. You want to defend it a little bit, so you're going to sit back a little bit more. Chelsea are 2 goals. They need to get back. They're going to probe. They're going to press. And this was the situation that we had in the second half. You know?
I think we handled it. I think we handled it very well, because we didn't put too much risk. We were still attacking a little bit, going forward towards their goal, but not too much. Not too much on the counter, on the break, in case we get caught out. Also, managing the game much better than we did in previous games where we lost.
All right. And I was thinking personally, yes, Noe Guendouzi is going to be a star in the future. Noe has said Guendouzi is going to be a bowler.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So I was thinking to myself after 60 minutes, this is perfect. If Ozil is going to come on, this is the time to do it. We're 2-0 up. We look comfortable. What better time is Emery ever going to find to bring Ozil on in a home game? Now,
you can tell what he's trying to do at the moment. I can see it. I'm sure you can see it as well.
I think everybody can see what's going on, right? But some people don't want to believe it with Ozil.
Yeah, I don't think especially those who really love him, from the beginning of time.
I get it. If he's your favorite player, you're going to stick with him. Some people will take the player over the manager, and it's a very difficult situation when you weigh 350 a week versus a new manager that's just come in 7 or 8 months. We've seen it with Mourinho and Pogba. Now, I'm not saying for 1 minute it's going to go like that, but we do have a situation here with a player the manager does not like or does not trust.
But unfortunately, because Ozil isn't performing, he's got no legs to stand on, even if Emery does want to freeze him out the squad. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not showing us that he loves the club, truly loves the club. Then he's not gonna fit in. Emery will freeze him out until somebody comes along and buys him. Which the only club I heard of is basically Inter Milan. But if you don't want to play for the badge, then unfortunately,
thank you, Luca.
You just have to leave.
So we got some questions. The first quick one I think was from Eddie, and then I'll get to London Old School. I do see your questions coming in. Eddie asks, do you think Suarez can help us when he comes in?
Yes, I do think he will. I do think he will help us.
I don't think it's a matter of if he's coming in. I think it's when he's coming in at this point.
When he's coming, exactly.
I think he can only help us. I mean, I think if you're on the fringes of a Barcelona team, and Emery has worked with him before, he's a player that we're going to use for the rest of the season. Just like Rambo, we're going to use him for the rest of the season. Because we need everyone that Emery deems that he can use for the team, and so
basically Dennis White can play anywhere in that middle three.
We'll get to your question then, London Old School. So London Old School said, do you think it was the right thing to do to take Lacazette off again? Like a blood clot, being taken off again. Being taken off again. Come on. I think it's a little unfair, personally. Because you could take Aubameyang off as well and have Lacazette do the job up front. I think you should switch that around. That's my personal opinion, London Old School. It doesn't have to be always picking on Lacazette, for want of a better word. But Lacazette, he is keeping the peace.
Yeah, he's keeping the peace. It's a good thing we saw a good reaction also. Like we said in the previous streams, to all the gooners, basically we said Lacazette's coming off very upset, you know. Emery would go into give him like a hug or to put his arm around him and just shrug it off and be like shouting, almost like shouting or complaining on the bench. But we did see a less of a overreaction yesterday when he did come.
Gundit, do you think it was the right thing to take him off?
No, not personally. I don't think it was the right decision. But then again, Emery does make his substitutions for a reason, and I think that was just to manage
the game, right?
Yeah, just to keep everything calm.
Yeah.
So we can take.
Now, there's two schools of thought there, London Old School, in my opinion. They're two different. Laka and Alba are two different kinds of players. Now, if you want to have a counter-attacking style, you take Lacazette off and you use Alba's pace. If you want to hold on to the ball up front more, you take Aubameyang off and you leave Lacazette on where the balls can stick to him more, you know? So there's two trains of thought there. Counter-attacking, or if you want to keep the ball a little bit more. It just seemed like we were willing to defend a little bit more. And so Emery wanted to keep Aubameyang on the pitch for counter-attacking. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think now which is the safer option. Do we go with all our players and trying to counter-attack? Even though in a position like that where we're comfortable, or do we try and hold more possession of the ball? What do you think, Raymond?
Personally, I would have kept Lacazette on the field and taken Aubameyang off, because when you're trying to counterattack, it's not that easy to string the ball together and hold on to it. You know, basically you're trying to see out the game at that point at 60, 67 minutes. You've got 20 minutes to go. You're trying to see the game out. And I would rather do that through holding possession.
Maybe holding possession is the safer option.
Yeah. Welcome into the circle. We have 4 people in the circle right now. 3. We're holding at 3 or 4. Very happy you guys are staying with us. You know, I appreciate the time that everybody's taking to come in and check out what we're talking about. And if you're watching it on the run through, we're going to try to do this every Sunday around noon Eastern time. So, yeah, talk about the Bellerin injury. We already kind of talked about that.
What actually, what actually happened? I mean, I was watching the full entire game.
He wasn't touched. He wasn't hurt. I mean, he was hurt. He went down under his own steam, so it looks like a knee.
I think it looked like he fell on his knee, man. Like, you know, certain
Thank you, London Old School.
Awkward, where you may bend your knee more than, or your leg more than normally.
This is a bad situation for the rest of the season. It looks like.
Really bad.
This, you know what this means, people? Lichtsteiner is closer to the first team. It's not good.
Don't forget about Jenkinson either.
I would take. Hey, let me know, everybody. I would take personally Jenkinson over Lichtsteiner. I would take Jenkinson over Lichtsteiner. So, I've got the news on hold. That's why you hear that beeping about. Okay. Now, a couple of questions I had for you guys. Do you think that Aubameyang is going off the boil? And do you think Hazard is thinking about Real Madrid already? You're back on, Gundit?
Yes. Sorry, I just had to answer call quickly.
No problem. No problem. So I was asking, I was throwing out a question to people. Do you think Aubameyang's gone off the boil?
How do you mean by off the boil?
Well, he's not scoring goals anymore. He's missing. He's missing chances.
Look, I just basically think you can only give what you get given. You know, I understand. Maybe in the previous weeks, you know, not playing the likes, like you said, not playing the likes of a Ozil, who's a creative playmaker, and not having the likes of a Torreira to defend up, shore up our defense. You know, being given less service.
Eddie wants to know if we can make top 4 without Bellerin. And I'm like,
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 4.
ah, that's more negative than positive.
I'm trying to stay positive. I'm just trying to think of, okay, there are other options available.
Yeah, I mean, we rely on Bellerin more than we rely on the left back position. I know we have problems with between Monreal and Kolasinac, but we asked Bellerin to do the job of a right winger and the right back. We asked Bellerin to do a lot of work.
A lot of work.
He's getting up and that. So who's nobody's going to do the job that Bellerin does, going up and down that flank, defending and attacking at the same time. And I know he's up there in terms of assists as well. He's cut back for 3 or 4 goals this season. Who are we going to have to do that? Ainsley we're going to have players who can play purely as right back and will not give us anything going forward. We're going to need Ramsey, I think, to fill in that right side of midfield to do more work there.
Okay, so you're saying to cover the right hand side, maybe Rambo.
Yeah, I mean Ainsley. Who's your best candidate for right back right now? Ainsley.
Yeah, that would have to be Ainsley. I can't think of anybody else unless you would love to give Jenkinson a shot at doing that job.
Luca just gave out scores for all of the team. He's very generous. He's given a lot of 10s to a lot of members, especially the 2 centre backs and I think the strikers.
Luca, our strikers did work extremely hard, Luca.
All right, let's talk about. Yeah, go ahead, Gundit.
Yeah, and our defense as well. Giving. I'm not sure. Even I didn't have a man of the match. I just enjoyed watching the game being played at a level of passion.
I think it's great when you find it hard to pick the man of the match, because then you know that most of your team, if not all of them, have played to a very high level of consistency. That it's difficult to find the man of the match. A lot of us are going to go with Koscielny. Yeah, a lot of people are going to.
Why not? I mean, why not? I'm not saying that's a good shout. I'm saying I enjoyed it so much that I wasn't even thinking of man of the match.
I love Torreira. We have not even mentioned Torreira because he is such a consistent player until recently, but he's such a consistent player. We're taking him for granted a little bit, but Torreira did a great job in that midfield. He was combative.
Like we were saying, we were like saying in a general work environment, if you work too hard, you can get burnt out. And if your boss doesn't notice, it's going to start to affect the work around you and the work of those who you work with, basically. Let's take an example quite literally.
My feeling on Torreira was that he's not. A lot of these continental players that come to the English Premier League, they're not used to the break. They're not used to not having a break over the winter period. And maybe he was suffering a little bit. Did you see he had cramp as well? So he's got a lot of miles.
Yes.
He had major cramp. So he's got a lot of miles on the clock. It seems like we go as Torreira goes. If Torreira plays well, we're going to play well.
But that's why I say I would love that we get some depth in the midfield since we are losing the Rams, somebody to back up, so we can have multiple combinations there in the midfield. So if Torreira does decide he needs to take a game's rest, like playing continuously, he deserves a rest. Then we can put somebody else in, with I think Suarez actually plays. Like I say, we don't know when that deal's gonna get done. But he can actually play anywhere there in the middle.
So,
Next time.
Luca has given me a long list of players that he would sell, and the list is too long for me to remember everyone. Let me just ask. Let me just ask you this, Gundit. If you would pick 5 players that you would sell in the summer.
Okay. Number 1, El Nini. Number 2, Peter Cech. Number 3, Ozil. Number 4.
Who is Brock Lesnar, Noah? Noe, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gundit.
I'm trying to think now of another. I've just basically thought of Iwobi and Cech and Carl Jenkinson.
Yeah, that's not bad. El Nini, hey, I was surprised El Nini came on.
This is like, why didn't you were surprised that Ozil didn't come on? I'm surprised El Nini came on and not Ozil. Okay. What's the plan here, boss?
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about where we are now, in our position in the league, and let's talk about how 1 week we can go from despair to the next week we can go to such excitement and enthusiasm for the season. Last week against West Ham, we were the worst in the world. Do we have to be more considered in our opinions about the team? Do we have to take defeats on the chin sometimes? What do you think, Gundit?
Yes, we have to take defeats take defeats very humbly and just chill out and not go too overboard. Yes, there's a lot of people anger, hatred, this and that. But it's just chatter. It's just anger. It's just in the passing. It's just for now. A few minutes you're angry. Next minute after that, it's like let's try and find a calm solution to whatever. That's what I say. People shouldn't take each other's opinions. We shouldn't take each other's
Thanks, Snowy.
Too harshly. Like somebody saying.
You like Conor McGregor?
So Ozil,
Yeah.
To each his own. If you don't like Ozil, you don't like Ozil. If you want him out, you want him out.
London Old School says we need to be more consistent, and Emery needs 2 to 3 windows. I would agree with that. I mean, I've said before in some of my videos that at the end of this summer, we should start to judge Emery more at the beginning of next season, because at the end of this summer, we're going to have 7 or 8 positions that are completely Emery players signed in his era.
Mm-hmm.
So the team is going to be majority Emery rather than majority Wenger.
Yeah, a lot of the Wenger era players will be gone.
Yeah, and I know I've seen some people say something about Xhaka. I believe Xhaka is irreplaceable, but only in the sense that he's the only kind of player that we have to play his role in the team. So he is irreplaceable, but he's only irreplaceable in the sense that we don't have anyone else to do that role in his team.
That's the only reason why he's irreplaceable, because we don't have anybody else to do that job.
Yeah.
If we did have to do that job, it would be possible to sell somebody like Xhaka and just on,
I remember back in the George Graham era that George Graham was starting out and he took a chance with some younger players. I'd like to see 1 or 2 younger players thrown in there. I talked about Emile Smith-Rowe last week. I believe I was told that he's injured at the present time, but I'd like Emery to take a chance on youth. Throw a couple of players in there. What does everybody think?
Yeah, are you meaning in regards to some of the other teams also? Like, I don't know if you noticed, certain teams like Tottenham and Chelsea do tend to put the likes of, I think it's Harry Winks, if I'm mistaken, and Hudson-Odoi on.
Luca, do you mean an internal replacement or going out in the transfer window? Luca does not rate Xhaka like a lot of us, but
like a lot of it.
yeah. So,
But unfortunately, we can't do anything bad now.
all right. Yeah, so what kind of player are we looking at in the summer? Maybe not even in the summer. I hate to say this, Luca, but Emery might not view Xhaka's position as something that he needs to change in the summertime. We may be
Yeah.
stuck with Xhaka for another season at least. I believe he has quite a lot of faith in Xhaka. And I would like to see Ainsley in midfield, maybe in a cup game, and we'll get on to the Manchester United game pretty soon.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the likes we've been doing to at the moment is all loan deals.
Good comment, Eddie.
And I do hope that they, all my goodness, see this and agree with us when we say we'd love to have the likes of pacey winger Carrasco, that being Carrasco, and
Yeah.
Dennis Suarez playing anywhere there in the midfield was Torreira.
And look, Luca, I completely get it. Yeah, why didn't we sign Kante? No, he's saying he can't believe why we chose Xhaka over Kante. We could.
We wouldn't have Torreira maybe yet, right now.
We had many weeks we could have gone and got Kante, many weeks in the summer, summer.
Unfortunately, that lead us to having Torreira right now, and people saying Kante is better than Torreira. Can't say anything to any of us.
No, I
because
think we're good right now.
we're good right now.
Hey, Luca wants us to think about Xhaka and who would we get to replace him in the transfer window. If that would be what Emery wants to do in the summer.
Which transfer window? This one or the next one?
Summertime.
Summertime.
Summertime when we found some coins at the back of the sofa. Yeah. And we kidnapped Kroenke.
Raymond or Luca or London Old School.
Kronk.
You guys mention a few names.
Kroenke, show me your safe.
Show us your safe right now.
Yeah, throw out some names, Gundit about Xhaka.
Yeah, no, please, guys, throw out some names. I'm actually, to be honest with you, Goonies, I'm struggling to think of. I'm struggling to think of other players in that position.
Well, look, I think you're gonna not, Luca, you're not gonna want to hear this, but I think that Xhaka is gonna be a fixture in the team for the next 16 months.
Okay, that's Raymond. The thing is, we can accept that, but even in the long term, what young world class player that plays where Xhaka plays and that you can possibly go after in a big club? Like, I can't think of any names right now.
I'd like to see Emil Smith Rowe grow into that role.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, London Old School, I agree with you. It's not my personal opinion, but I think we're both thinking the same way. London Old School says you can't see Laka going or leaving purely because Emery likes him. He's played in every game except for the one that he's been suspended in. So.
Oh my God, that's actually true, eh? Do you know who I was possibly thinking as a Xhaka replacement that plays in the midfield? Rakitic from Barcelona.
Yuri Tielemans from AC Monaco. AS Monaco is Noe's suggestion. Tielemans.
I love that.
Now, everyone will notice I rely on Gundit more to know about continental players than me.
Yeah. Guys, there's just certain aspects that I love finding out from you guys. Also, some things that may have been on like my back burner, on the back burner.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and I just can't get the name, and then somebody says to me, "You're thinking of this name, weren't you?" And I think, wow, that's actually brilliant.
Eddie has said we always suffer when Xhaka plays. He's got the record for the most mistakes leading to goals this season. And I know Eddie said earlier as well. I want to get a shout out for Eddie. Thank you. He has said we need to maintain the consistency from yesterday through the season.
Yes.
I will take that all day long.
Yeah, yes. It'll become much easier for us to get into top 4 if we can just.
Yeah, and so let's look at where we are in the league now. We're in a healthier position also. We have beaten Chelsea. We're closer to the top 4. We're 3 points away again. It would have been a very bad game if we lost. We would have been 9 points behind and basically forget about the top 4. I want to remind you, everybody, we're going to have a few tough 5 or 6 games coming up, but our season gets easy. Our schedule gets easier toward the end of the season. But Chelsea and Manchester United seem, on paper, to have an easier 5 or 6 games coming up, and then they have tougher games on the run-in. So we may go 5 points behind top 4, but we could still be in good shape by the end of the season. What do you think, Gundit?
Yeah, I think everybody should just be at ease and not panic too much, especially when bad results do happen. Not to panic too much because 3 points isn't anything. It's like literally one game. Like literally Chelsea just has to slip up once or twice and we can jump and we can be in the top 4. Literally Tottenham can same thing. So there can be like basically 2 places, which is 3 and 4.
Thanks for everybody who's tuned in today. We're going to wrap it up pretty soon. I'm looking at my live meter. We're at 76 minutes right now. So we've almost gone into the 80th minute, you know, which is great. Great.
Which is great, yes.
If I talk to 2 people, if we're talking to 2 people, Gundit, we're happy, you know. But we've had a lot of activity. We had a maximum of 5 or 6 people this week. That was great. Last week we had Ian Gallagher and we had London Old School. This week we got Luca. Luca, I hope you can stay with us every Sunday. We're going to do that. Love to hear your viewpoints. Noe, awesome. Thank you for coming on. Who else? We had Richard and we had Eddie. Eddie, thank you for coming over.
Thank you, Eddie. Much appreciated.
One last thing. Whoever's left, I know you might have already. I'll try to bring on Lee Gunner, but I'm small fish right now, Luca. Luca wants me to invite Lee Gunner. I know Lee Gunner has said that he would try to get the views and get him on his shows, the views of regular fans as well as the DTs and the troops. But give me your prediction. Thanks, Eddie. Give me your prediction for Friday versus Manchester United. We're playing home. What kind of dogs do you have, Noe? Give me predictions for... No, he's going. He's got to walk his dogs. Thanks for stopping by. Please come back next week. Next Sunday, okay? Thanks for your sub. I really, really appreciate that. Love all of you. 2-0 to the Arsenal. Pitbull and Rottweilers. Nice. Venice Beach is lovely. I see it on TV. I'd love to get out there someday. No, he's going 3-0 Arsenal. Thanks, Noe. I know you had to cut out. Appreciate it. I will go for a 3-1 win.
3-1. I will go with a 2-0.
London Old School has a Chihuahua. I've had 2 dogs. I have an autistic son, so I don't have a pet right now because he doesn't go with pets who have energy. But I used to have a Cocker Spaniel, and I used to have a Collie. What? You have any dogs, Mahir?
Unfortunately, I am a cat person. I used to have about 3 cats, so 2 cats. And then my younger brother has unfortunately got allergies to cats.
Uh-huh.
So we don't in our household.
I'm loving the optimism, Eddie. 2-0 to Eddie.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Keep the predictions coming, guys.
Luca is annoyed that the bigger YouTubers don't talk to the smaller YouTubers.
Do you know what? Let's speak. Luca as our brother. You know what? Unfortunately, people do sometimes get too famous where they don't respond to the like of other fans because of ulterior motives. You know, they maybe look at us and they say we have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
We just want to become famous is the main reason why we try and get in contact with them. When in actuality, it's just to expose more fans. You know, like the way we speak to each other.
Yeah.
We love you guys on our show, so we can get other fans' opinions.
Eddie, you're from Tanzania, right? So, look at it this way. I just love the fact that I'm calling out of my house here. I'm talking to Gundit News in South Africa. We had Noe on the west coast of America, and coming all the way across, we have Eddie from Tanzania represented. Big up, Eddie. Thank you. We all have had our opinions on things. Eddie, we'll talk about things that we discussed before as topics in the summertime. You know, in terms of rating players, rating our strikers over the years. That was an enjoyable conversation. So this is all good stuff that I have planned for the off season. There's so much going on right now, right, Gundit? We got FA Cup coming up. I think we're going to win 3-1. It would be really... We've got to bring the atmosphere like we did yesterday. And London Old School from Thailand. Shout out to Thailand.
Yeah, shout out to them as well because, hey, you know, the more love and the more support, the more exposure we can get, the more we can get more people on with our live streams and hear all the opinions on...
I like all the optimism. Everybody's predicting a win. London Old School. London Old School. I am an hour and a half south of New York and an hour away from Philadelphia.
Okay, I'm just an hour.
A city called Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
But right around the world, shout out to all the Gunners.
Yeah, and to get back to Lucas' point, this is a hobby for us. Who are we going to talk to? Our wives, our girlfriends, our brothers, or, you know, we're all like-minded people. I started this site to, you know, to do some videos. It's great that I've got 26 subscribers. Try to grow it to something like Luca has right now. And thank you, London Old School. So, and we just want to get the views of fellow Arsenal supporters out there.
Yeah, there's
you know.
absolutely no ulterior motives here, and there'll never be an ulterior motive.
Hey, London Old School and everybody, if you want to check out our old stuff, we have actually, Mahir, Gundit News, and I have posted videos through AFTV on the international fans reaction. It's something we something we do on the regular, so you can check us out there. We have submitted videos on our reactions to games through this season. I think I started around the Newcastle game. And it's just something fun. We like to post a 2-minute video of what we thought about yesterday's game. So it's entertaining. Go check out the international fan reaction. It's usually released 2 days after the game itself. But you see fans from all over the world. You see how well supported this team is throughout the world. It's amazing.
Much love. You see this badge right here, everybody. We love this.
And you get a lot of people that love Ozil. You get a lot of people who are not Ozil supporters. So you get a cross section, you know. But hey,
you know, you got your own opinion. Each is entitled to their own opinion, and we should never bash each other or try to attack each other based on that.
So I think.
And not only.
Go ahead.
what's best is for the club. You understand?
Yep. Hey, we've done 84 minutes, and I could go another 84 minutes, but we all have our lives to get back to, things to do.
Yeah.
People telling us we need to get back to real life here, so I'm going to sign off here. And, nobody's saying that to me right now, but I can feel it, So thanks to the 3 people who are still on. Thanks to the other people that come on. Noe, really appreciate you subbing and coming on. I feel like you might be a regular every week. London Old School, you're a regular already. This is our 2nd week, and you've been with us from the beginning. Thank you. Luca, thanks for your support. Thanks for coming on. I know Richard, I think, is pieced out at this point from Arsenal TV. But want to shout out to Luca Quarta, Arsenal TV. Go check out they're YouTubers as well. Go check out their stuff. London Old School, thanks for signing in. Thanks for coming in. He's having a beer before he sleeps, so hey, it probably tastes a lot better with a win behind us, 84 subs. I don't know what that means, Luca. Do you think I got 84 subs in the last hour and a half? I hope. I wish. Enjoy.
I wouldn't be surprised if one day we can look upon those, and be like, how did it get to such a point, man? These people just need a platform.
Need a platform. I need support, and I'm a small YouTuber, and Luca could very easily say, oh, he's only got 26 subs. So I really appreciate your support, Luca. I've always got your back as well. And Richard from Arsenal TV as well. Guys, go check out Gundit News on Facebook as well. He puts out some good stuff, my brother. My brother.
Thanks, brother. My brother.
So, London Old School, that beer is going to taste so much better. After Arsenal win a game, it tastes so much better.
The weekend is always off to a great start when things happen like that.
I don't know. I think we could waffle on for 3 more minutes. Let's do it. Then we get to 90 minutes and it feels like an actual game. What do you think?
Oh, yes, let's do it.
We're going to make the 90 minutes. I mean, it is what it is. Any last questions? Subscribe, like, comment down there.
Hit the notification bell.
Hit the notification bell. This is Arsenal Fan Circle. Guesting my co-host, Gundit News from South Africa.
And my brother, Raymond Walker, Arsenal Fan Circle. Keep tuned in, guys, every week, as we will be keeping you updated on all the latest happenings.
I mean,
and
I love it. I mean, the title of this show is A Weight Off Our Shoulders. I think that's what Arsenal did yesterday. They took some weight off their shoulders. It's a pun on the goal that Koscielny scored. The ball came off of his shoulder and into the net as the Chelsea goalkeeper frantically hoping for offside somewhere. No.
Sit down.
No. So we were briefly in 6th place because of Manchester United winning, and we went back up to 5th place. We can bring Tottenham and Chelsea back closer to us in the coming weeks. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Tottenham or Chelsea just slip up, I'm just hoping there are a team out there that can wait the
We have to be there. We have to be there. And like Eddie said, we need that consistency. We need the strikers getting back to defend as well.
Exactly. Putting absolutely everything that they have.
One more. We got 1 minute for any final questions. We're going to close out exactly on 90 minutes here. Just because we made it to 90 minutes. So London Old School says Spurs will bottle it.
Yeah, Spurs.
They always do. They always do. I feel in the... Go ahead.
And they live in our shadows, and they'll forever live in our shadow, and London will forever be red.
London is red. London is red. It's not blue. It's not white.
Never. Never.
It's not Clarendon blue. London is red.
Yeah, leave it to the bottle jobs, and let's just focus on ourselves right now and put in a shift until the end of the season. Keep it consistent, and who knows what will be happening once all the new deals come in and we get into Champions League.
We did it. We did it, everybody. We got to 90 minutes. Tottenham is better than us. Luca, you can say that in terms of league position. You can say that in terms of league position. Noe, thanks for coming back. 3 things. Debt, taxes, and Spurs bottling it. That's what Noe said.
Exactly.
3 things are certain. Yeah. Yeah. Who's to say that Manchester United and Arsenal can't fill the top 4 spots? Who's to say Spurs don't bottle it so badly that they drop out of the top 4? You know?
Exactly.
That's what's exciting. We could have lack of blood clot. Zet, our brother, and our new brother Koscielny, our older brother Koscielny. Yeah, Luca, you're right. A win like yesterday gets everybody smiling. We have new optimism. We feel like we can do it. But every game is different, so we need to make sure that people who go to the Emirates bring the atmosphere like they did yesterday. That was like North London Derby atmosphere again, you know. But Kane is injured and Chelsea don't look good. Exactly. I mean, that's why I'm bringing up the point, London Old School. It could definitely happen. Could definitely happen. Manchester United, they're not going to win every game. Manchester United are not going to win every game. They've won 7. Who have Manchester United beaten apart from Tottenham? Nobody. They've beaten and people were complaining, but you're somewhere in between really, really good and not terrible. We're going to find out where you are, Manchester United. We're going to find out. And we can strike a psychological... Hey, Gundit, we can strike a psychological blow on Friday. Let's knock them out of the FA Cup.
Yes. It's not even the fact that it's the FA Cup and then we can go through to the next round, which is very close to the final. It's the psychological game that we can play with them if we can manage to...
Let's slap them up. We got to keep playing the way we've been playing in the last game. We got to do it again. Got to turn up.
Why not let them come to us and show them who's actually the true club, who's actually, you know...
Yeah. Okay, listen. I got to go. Gundit's got to go. Everybody's got to go. London Old School, get back to your beer. Luca, thanks for coming on. Noe, those dogs are waiting for you. Enjoy the win, everybody. Enjoy the next few days. And we will see you next weekend. We will talk about Manchester United and how we slapped them up, okay?
Keep calm, guys, and keep gunning.
Noe, I love your profile picture. Noe's got his profile picture of Dennis Bergkamp. Legend. Dennis Bergkamp, legend. Thanks, London Old School. Signing out now. Talk to you guys next weekend after a storming win. We went into injury time here. 94 minutes. I'm the referee. I'm blowing the whistle. See you next week.